Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, dating is a lot like driving, especially if you're a dude, because you have to learn to pay attention to the signals, right? Like at the end of a date, think of it like you're at an intersection. Okay? If the girl gives you a red light, you know, stop. Okay. But oftentimes they'll give you the green light signal to go in for a kiss or something like that. And a lot of dudes are texting and not paying attention and they don't pick up on the green light and there's people honking at them like, just go for it, go for it. And then before they know it, the light turns to red and they've missed their opportunity to get through the intersection. That happens to a lot of people. Hannah, who is on the phone today for a second date update, thinks that the guy she went out with didn't know how to read her signals correctly and didn't go for a kiss at the end of the night. Hannah, how are you?
I'm okay. Little nervous.
A little nervous? Don't be nervous.
We don't blame you.
You're fine.
So tell us a little bit about the guy you want to call today. I know you're in your email, you said that you think he wasn't very good at picking up on your signals, but let's first find out about your date. How'd you meet him?
His name's Eric.
Mm-hmm.
I met him at my church's young adult singles group.
I've never been to a singles group for a church. Like, do you all get in a room and you pair up? Do you do speed dating? What happens?
Pair up? What?
I don't know.
At our church, they just have some music playing and, like, there's snacks and hors d'oeuvres, and usually everyone sort of hangs out at first with the people they know, and then casually you sort of start talking to people.
And by the way,
okay.
church singles mixers where you meet the biggest freaks.
No.
Yeah. Dude, I grew up in church camps my whole life. I never got more action than at church camps. It's a great place to meet people who are down to mess around.
God.
So how'd you meet Eric then when you were at the singles mixer?
Well, he's friends with one of my best friends. So he came over and started talking to me, and, you know, I thought he was cute. He's kind of, like, goofy looking, but I like that. You know, he was sort of funny. You know, it's important to me, too. So we just started talking.
Did he seem nervous when you guys first met?
No. That night he seemed sort of comfortable, maybe because my friend was there, you know, that he knows really well.
Now, you called him goofy looking. Let me ask you a question about yourself.
Oh.
If you were to say between you two, would you say that you're hotter than him?
Oh, I'm definitely the hot one.
Okay. I'm just wondering, because normally girls who say that, they tend to be hot girls who kind of date down because they like a guy's personality, so I'm just wondering if that's you.
Wait.
Well, I think he's cute, and that's what's really important.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
but-
You know how many times I get that? Like, no, you guys don't understand. Like, I think he's cute. For me, he's cute. Yeah.
That's sweet,
But
though.
I do think he's cute, but I would say that most people would say, you know, he's not traditionally handsome.
Okay,
Right.
so you guys obviously went out on a date after this thing, right? Or are you just calling about?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you guys do?
We went to go see this Christian church band, and, you know, it was fun. He wasn't as sort of outgoing as he was when I first met him.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I don't know, maybe I would say almost a little bit boring, but a really good listener.
Was there any, like, drinking involved at all? I don't know how.
No, I mean, I didn't drink anything, and maybe he did before, but since I didn't, I guess he didn't. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
guess
wondering-
what kind of Christian are you? Are you
Yeah.
one where alcohol is an absolute sin, or do you have a couple drinks?
Oh, I can have a couple drinks. I just
Okay.
didn't
Okay.
that night.
I didn't know if you guys were loosening up or anything.
Right, no, well, maybe we should have.
Yeah. Was there a special moment that you guys shared or, you know, something that really stuck out about that evening?
No, he was just a really good listener, and it was nice. You know, it was nice.
So why do you? Okay,
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a rave review about your date so
he's
far.
not attractive.
Why do you want to call him for a second date update?
Well, because I think that there's potential there. I feel like maybe he's just kind of shy, and so maybe this was like the date where he's super shy, and then he can kind of go back to the guy that I thought was a little more fun that I met with my friend, you know.
Yeah.
I would like to hang out with that guy again.
All right, so you want to hang out with the guy before, but in your email, you said that he was not picking up on your signals that you were giving him at the end of the date. What do you mean by that?
What happened was at the end of the night, he walked me to my door and sort of waited, and nothing happened. So then I pretended to drop my keys, you know?
Oh, classic.
Is that your go-to move to let a guy know that you're kind of killing time so he can kiss you?
I don't know, to be honest. I've never had to wait, but so he got them. But I guess he didn't get the clue because he just sort of was holding out my keys. And then I just said, maybe we should hang out again. And he was like, sure. And then he left.
So
Did he give you a hug or anything?
Yeah, he hugged me. And then lastly, I sent him a text.
You sent him a text?
Yeah, a couple of days later, I said, how's your week going? And then he replied, it's okay. And
That's all he sent you?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did you say anything else after the it's okay text? Like, you try to hit him
Did
back?
I?
Yeah.
It's the last thing I heard from him, because then I thought, like, hey, wait a minute, I'm working too hard here, Like, I want to see him, but...
It sounds like to me like he may be just like really unexperienced dating. If you guys were to go out again, would you be okay being the person who made the first move?
No.
Okay.
I think you may have to with this guy.
I've been in that situation before where it's been at the end of a date and I know deep down that I should kiss somebody and then I don't.
Oh, I hate
and then
that.
after that, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to go out with her again because now I
blew it.
I blew my chance. So, maybe he's feeling like that.
I hope he doesn't think that, because I do like him.
Okay. So when I get him on the phone for the second date update, do you want that to be the first thing that I say to him? Like, hey, man up and make out with Hannah already.
Oh, my gosh, no.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, get him on the phone, and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for the second part of today's second date update, Hannah is on the phone with us. She wants to call a guy named Eric. They met at church in a young adults mixer, went out to a concert, and then after the concert, there was an awkward moment where he dropped her off, walked her to her door. And she was putting out the signals that she wanted to kiss. Her signal was she dropped her keys in order to kill time in hopes that he would pick them up and then maybe kiss her. Instead, he picked them up and gave them to her and said, here's your keys. Have a good night. And she hasn't heard from him since, so we're about to get him on the phone. Hannah, I think the problem was that your signal to him was a little weak. I think next time, instead of dropping the keys, you just drop the pants. No question
Oh,
there.
my gosh.
Yeah, but there's no question.
Oh, wow.
No? You want to try that out?
Oh my God.
No.
See,
not
I think
good.
I wish women would be a little more blunt like that. And then I would be like, oh, okay, cool. She wants to kiss.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I'm about to dial the phone number and get him on the phone and see what the reason is that he's not calling you back.
Okay, thanks. I'm excited and nervous.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Eric, please?
this is Eric.
Hey, Eric, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Radio. Okay.
All right, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay. The reason that I'm calling you, though, is we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if somebody goes out on a date with someone and then they feel like they're getting blown off after the date, they email us to call that person and ask them why. You recently went out with a girl named Hannah who listens to our show.
Oh.
And Hannah is wondering why you haven't called her or texted her and asked her to go out again.
Okay.
Did you like Hannah?
Yeah, Hannah was fine.
Okay. Do
Fine.
you have a few minutes to tell us why you're not texting her back?
Well, we hung out for about 3 hours at a concert, and I guess I just didn't really know what to say.
Like you didn't know what to say, like it was awkward for you to be on the date, or
Well, for me, she was hard to have a conversation with.
Was
Okay.
she like intimidating or something because she was real pretty?
No. She just said a few things where I said to myself, I was like, I don't think I could see myself having a relationship with this person.
what type of things are we talking?
She just had a lot of her facts wrong.
Her facts about what?
Just like pretty basic stuff.
Can you give me an example?
I mean, for one thing, at one point, she said she thought Islam was a country.
Okay.
All right, that's a
That's fun.
Not a
mistake.
religion, okay.
Yep.
All right.
We also were talking about like crazy things that we've eaten at restaurants, and I said like, well, this is pretty common, but I've had duck.
yeah.
And she was like, duck. Now, would you consider that a meat or a fish?
Really? She said that?
Yeah.
All right. I kind of get what you're saying then. So you don't necessarily feel like she's not as smart as you, but you feel like she might be kind of an airhead a little bit.
Well, it's just like, yeah, I mean, there are different types of intelligence, and I just feel like she lacks a sort of basic factual level of knowledge.
Is there any way that she could have just been playing it up and doing the, because some girls do the bimbo thing because they think guys think it's cute.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell it wasn't like she was planning these things. Like at one point we were talking about something and she goes, I think comedy is so funny.
Obviously.
Yeah?
It's like, yeah, that's what comedy's job is.
I like that. Eric, you and I are a lot different because I got out with her, I've been like, perfect. You're right on my level. But
funny things are funny.
Yeah,
You're
comedy is a funny thing sometimes. So you just feel like she wasn't on your level then.
Basically, most of the date, I just was sitting there going like, I don't want to be this guy who just spends the whole time correcting her because it just makes me seem like an arrogant kind of know-it-all. And if I had spent my time correcting her, then our conversation would have gone almost nowhere because I would have had to do it like every minute or so. So I just don't think we ever really need to talk again.
Really? That's a shame because she's actually on the phone and wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
So I'm kind of confused. I mean, it sounds like,
Yeah, we know.
that because I wasn't perfect or didn't know all of the same things that you do quite as well, that you are saying that I'm stupid? Is that what I heard?
I did not once say that you are stupid.
No, you didn't actually say those words, but because I'm not stupid, it certainly sounded like you were saying that I was.
I don't think that you're stupid.
I think you do.
No, I don't. I don't think you're stupid. I think that for the kinds of things that I usually like to talk about and the issues that the things that I was kind of putting out there to see what you would say, it wasn't really working out.
I may not be as smart, in certain areas, but I have street smarts, and I think I'm pretty bright. I mean, okay, for example, I was right. Comedy is funny.
It is.
And tragedies are sad.
She has a point, Eric. She was right.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're not wrong about that, but I think that, if you don't get why that's kind of a weird thing to say, then I think that is kind of the issue right
here. It's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, but also, we don't need to talk about how water is wet,
Maybe we do.
Then, see, if you think that, then that's fine, but I am so not interested in talking about that.
Wow.
I think you're being kind of picky, Eric. I mean, yeah, she gets some facts wrong and she doesn't really, maybe be book smart, but she sounds like a delightful person.
Can I just point out something? I thought, if you had fun with someone or you enjoy them and, if the person was extremely attractive, that was kind of, important, too. And I was willing to I was going to just sort of ignore that part.
See that look?
Whoa.
Eric, do you think that you can ignore her not being on your level intelligence-wise if Hannah ignores the fact that you're not on her level hot-wise? Is what she's saying, I think.
That's a nice balance.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Oh, my God.
I guess that brings me to my next point then. Would you guys like to go out on a second date? Eric, would you like to go out with Hannah again? I will pay for it. She'll ignore the fact that you're not as good looking as she is.
No, I wouldn't.
Come on, opposites attract.
So you don't even want to go out with me again? I mean, I kind of was being really nice to you still, despite everything you were saying about me. I'm sort of shocked that you don't want to try to make it up to me, You weren't very nice.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but that's the way
so what do we do now? I see you, one of the church events, and I see you and I go, hey, there's the guy that thinks I'm an idiot.
yeah, I guess. And then I'll be like, hey, there's the girl who thinks I'm ugly.
Look at that. It actually is a perfect second date update. It worked out for both you guys. Now we're all on the same page. That is amazing how that actually worked out for them like that. Text in at 78592 says, I'll date her. She's right on my level.
At least people know where they are, right?
It's true. I mean, I guess you can't blame him too much if he just didn't feel like they connected on the intelligence level. You know, I mean, if you go out with somebody you feel like they're not as smart as you, maybe you don't want to go out with them again. Personally, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I look for that.
Yeah. It's the first thing I look for.
It's hard for Jose to find, though. Someone below his smarts level.
True.
Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
I want to know from the ladies in the room, how do you feel if a guy offers to take you out on a date but doesn't want to tell you where you're going or what you're doing beforehand? Is that fun or creepy?
Are you talking to me? I can never tell when you say ladies.
I said ladies,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I kind of
You
like
are.
it.
You
It's
know,
a lot of effort.
I think surprises are great. First date, it can be kind of a gamble, depending on where you met the person.
What if he offers to blindfold you and duct tape your hands together so your arms don't get tired?
Yeah, that's not going to end well. I'm going to say I hope you have mace.
Well, that's what happened for one of our listeners named Mia.
What? She got duct tape?
Well, no, not
Is she still in the trunk?
No, not the blindfold and duct tape part. The
God.
surprise part of the date.
Oh, God.
Okay, good.
And she wants our help right now. Hey, Mia.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Oh, my God.
She does sound like she's in a trunk somewhere.
Yeah. Just kick the tail light out, Mia.
Yeah, you guys are hilarious.
So, well, tell us a little bit about the guy that you went out with. What's his name?
His name is Justin.
Okay.
And technically we had 2 dates.
Mhm.
The first date was a Zoom date, which is, always interesting, a little awkward, a little like, what's going on? But
Yeah.
have you guys ever been on a Zoom date before?
Yeah,
Jose,
I have.
yeah, Jose has.
Yeah, and I mean, it's generally still nice to talk and look at people in the eyes, but that physical chemistry vibe you can never pick up on.
Yeah, especially when you change your face to look like a frog or something like that. It's really hard to get a feel. But great tongue action, at least on that first date.
Yeah, a lot of tongue.
Oh, my God. I just got a totally different vision of Jose.
So
But-
that was your first date. There was another date after that?
Yeah, so we ended up deciding, okay, let's meet up, let's do this in person. So
Okay.
I got in the car, and it was, he was really cute in person, and I could feel that, like, there was definitely chemistry between us.
Good.
And then he looked in the back seat, and I was like, okay. And I look in the back seat, and there are 3 boxes of eggs.
Of eggs?
And I was like, yeah, eggs. And I was like, are we scrambling them? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And then he goes, we're going to do a drive and egg situation because Halloween is really close. And I was like, what?
Wait,
Whoa.
Drive an
Wait,
egg?
Yeah.
like you're going to go egg people's houses?
Oh,
Yes.
drive-by egging.
Yeah.
Are you for real? He really honestly wanted to go egg people's houses.
Well, kinda. He had a different spin on it. So
Okay.
hear this out. Okay, so he said to me, let's go egg certain buildings and things like that just to, like, let all of, like, our anxiety and anger out because it's been a crazy year.
So you're going out with a guy to throw eggs because he has pent-up rage.
Therapeutic, Brooke. It's therapeutic.
I'm seeing red flags.
Well, but I don't know. Girls always like the bad boy.
Uh-oh,
The bad boy with the box of
Yeah,
eggs.
Not the mentally unstable guy, though. Like,
No, that's
there's a
normally-
difference.
I mean,
This
girls-
reminds me of something my little brother would do.
Yeah. I mean, you were game for
He's
this.
8.
You obviously liked it.
At the start, I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I was just like, okay, I guess I'll try this as it'll be a great story later on to my friends. Like, I don't know.
Okay. So where did you go?
We ended up driving to his dentist's office, and he was angry because they overcharged him for a crown he just put in.
Oh, my
What?
God.
This is weird. Now it's like he's actually seeking revenge
They
on
are
people.
way too expensive.
I agreed. Agreed, Alexis. I agree.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so you egged the dentist?
So he got a bunch of eggs, and we went to the side of the building, and he just went crazy. And he just started throwing all these eggs at the side of the building.
What were you thinking?
I was like, what is going on? It was one of those things where, like, I saw that he was exhilarated and, like, he was really letting it out, but also a part of me was just like, is this normal or is this not normal?
Is vandalism on the first date because you got overcharged for a crown normal? No. We're going to go with no, that's not normal.
But it made you kind of want to do it, huh?
I mean, he looked like he was, like, really letting it out. And I was like, well, I got some things I want to let out.
Okay.
So I was like, I guess I'm on this trip anyway, so might as well just participate. So we went to my old office, and I got some eggs, and I started just throwing it on the side.
Oh, no!
And then we went to my ex-boyfriend's house, and we egged his house.
Oh, what?
Wait, that's crazy. You shouldn't even be talking about an ex, let alone stalking them at their house and egging them.
But we did it.
Okay. It was good for you, I guess.
I mean, how did it feel to egg your ex-boyfriend's house?
To be honest, it was actually kind of cathartic.
Oh, my God.
I could actually see that feeling really, really nice.
We also went to the bank and egged the bank because they denied me for a loan 2 weeks ago, and I was so angry.
Come on, though.
Wow.
This is just getting out of hand now.
Yeah.
I know. So anyways, it was,
She liked it.
Oh, my God.
I can tell you liked it.
You
Admit
know,
it. Did you like it?
Of course
Did you
she
have
liked it.
fun?
She's calling. She wants to get this guy back on the phone.
I know.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. Is that weird?
I mean, he obviously got the passion going in you, and I think that's the key to having a great first date.
True.
So did you guys end up egging each other maybe at the end of the evening?
Little sensual egging.
Making things a little interesting?
I mean, a part of me would have been down for that for sure at that point. But
Okay.
after we did the egging, we were in the car. There was so much adrenaline and pumping through us, and we ended up getting some pumpkin beers and splitting it and talking in the car. And then he drove me home, and I asked him if he wants to come inside, and he said no, that he had to go home because he was really tired.
Okay.
And I haven't heard from him since.
Man, I mean, you guys have so much in common. So it's weird.
Yeah, like felonies.
It's really weird.
It's definitely an unconventional first date, but I can definitely see the romance in it too.
I don't know, man. It's just so much negativity. And you're still hung up on your ex, obviously. I think there's a lot of reasons why he wouldn't be calling you back.
Okay, well, who's being negative now, Brooke?
I'm just saying,
Oh, yeah, here we go.
he didn't go to his ex's house. The ex house, do you think that that's where you went wrong?
I want to
maybe
egg you right now,
I'm
Brooke.
just saying, maybe you shouldn't
Such a
have egged your
buzzkill.
ex's house, okay?
Okay.
Listen, I understand, okay? I get what you guys are saying, but he made me feel some type of way, almost like being bad never felt so good. I don't know. I just want to talk to him again.
I think that's cute.
Yeah, me too. So let's call this bad boy.
Let's go.
We're going to play a song, come back, and we'll call Justin and try and get your second date update, all right?
Okay.
All right, hold on. Who doesn't love a good Halloween-themed date? You know?
I think that's really fun.
For some people, that might mean a fun trip to the pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
Or maybe a romantic hayride through a cornfield at sunset. Or maybe just cuddling up on the couch, listening to shrieks as Jason Voorhees terrorizes an entire town.
That's fun.
I like it.
But for one of our listeners, Mia, she went on a Halloween-themed date where they drove around egging businesses that wronged them.
Oh, man.
And her ex-boyfriend.
And her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who also wronged her?
She did
She
that.
never said that.
Did that with a guy named Justin, and she was a little bit skeptical about doing it at first, but as the night went on and more eggs were flying, she got more and more into it.
Uh-oh.
Ended up having a really nice time with him, but now he's not calling her back.
Bonding over illegal activity.
I can't believe he's not calling you back. The ability to pick a woman up with eggs in your back seat and say, we're doing this, and for you to be game, and now he's not calling you back is pretty messed up.
You're ride or die off one date.
Yeah.
Instantly, you're like, let's go.
How are you feeling about this, Mia?
I just want to know, what did I do that he's not calling me back?
Now, have you thought that he's in jail?
Honestly, it's crossed my mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
I thought that too.
Yeah.
Maybe they got his license plate or something.
Totally.
Like, on the video.
That does
Oh my
not.
gosh, imagine.
you could incriminate yourself by doing this phone call. The police could find you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you really don't want to find yourself in jail telling the other inmates when they ask, "What are you in for?"
Yeah.
Like throwing
Egging
eggs.
I threw an egg at a bank.
Yeah, no.
But
All right, leave it to Beaver.
let's see where Justin's at. We're going to dial his number right now, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, is this Justin?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Justin. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry. Who is this?
My name's Jeffrey. Work on a
Okay.
morning radio show called Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. I'm here with the whole team. Brooke, Jose, Alexis is here too.
Okay. Why are you calling me?
I'm calling you because somebody told us that you're kind of a bad boy.
Oh my God, you're flattered. I just heard it in his voice.
So yeah, I am.
I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of a bad boy.
Yeah, I've heard.
Spoken like a true bad boy.
I'll admit it.
You've been
That's
toilet
me.
paper in some houses lately, huh?
Look, man, the reason that we're calling is we're doing something called a second date update. And what that is if you go out with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to that person for you to try and figure out the reason why.
Okay.
Based on what I've told you so far about being a bad boy and the dates, do you have any idea who I might be calling about?
I mean, I've got a hope about who you might be calling about, I guess.
A hope.
Oh.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Who do you think?
Is it Mia?
Yeah.
It is Mia.
Oh. Wait, so
Okay.
Yeah,
if
if
you're
you were
hoping to hear from her, why aren't you calling her back?
Well, I mean, like, look, we had a good time on our date, and, like, she's fun, like, high energy, really just goes for things, all stuff that I love in somebody I'm dating.
Yeah, she told us all about your drive-by egging date for Halloween.
Oh, my God. She didn't. She didn't tell you guys all that.
Yeah, she did.
Oh my God, I have to ask. What was going through your mind? Like, you're picking up this woman that you barely know, and you're like, oh, hopefully she's into egging. I'm bringing 3 dozen.
Yeah.
What?
Well, like I said, even when we talked the first time, she seemed fun and, like, spontaneous, and I was like, worst case scenario, I can kind of play it off like I was joking, and I was just going to make, like, a bunch of omelets or something if she was super not into it,
Okay.
But yeah, she was down for it, and I loved that.
Yeah. So if everything went well and she obviously enjoyed herself, then why are you not calling her back?
Well, the short version is, like, I made a mistake early on, and I didn't want to make things worse for her.
Worse?
What?
Worse? What do you mean worse? Like,
I mean,
early
yeah.
on in your egg crime spree or whatever you call it?
Like, how does it get worse? Like, what's next? You're going to go throwing knives at businesses now?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how much a dozen knives were. Oh.
What?
Wait, what?
He's kidding,
Okay,
you
yeah,
guys.
I was joking.
I don't know if he is. Wow.
Me too. I was joking because you were joking.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So I messed up at the dentist office, and they caught my license plate on camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to get caught.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, did the cops actually get involved with an egging at a dentist office?
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking to the police and stuff, and we're in the middle of dealing with that. But I'm
sure a bad boy like you's used to dealing with the police all the time, huh? It's no big deal.
No, I mean, that's the thing. I'm not. But one of the things that I do know is snitches get stitches. So I've been doing my best to, like, not bring Mia into this too. Like, I don't want to rat her out and make her life bad because she, like, decided to do something I wanted to do. So I'm kind of forcibly laying her low, so they don't connect us to each other.
What, they like tapping your cell phone, seeing who you're calling to see who else is involved in this egging spree?
They could.
You sound like
I don't know.
you sound like the dorkiest criminal I've ever heard. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but like, what is going on, man? Do you regret doing the egging? Don't you think it's a bad way to start a relationship?
I mean, no, the egging was awesome.
Yeah.
I got zero regrets there. Obviously, I regret getting caught, but like in terms of dates, that was one of the best dates I've ever been on.
Oh.
Dude, that makes me want to go do this stuff.
No, we are not encouraging this behavior.
It's going to be great.
Well, I've got some bad news for you, man.
Oh, snitches get stitches, Jeffrey.
Yeah, the cops are actually listening in on this phone call.
No, don't say
No.
No, the cops aren't, but Mia is. She's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Wait, what? She's on the phone?
Yep, she's there,
Oh
Mia.
my gosh.
Hi, Dustin.
Hey.
Justin, I had such a good time with you, and like, you really like are a bad boy, and like, it makes me feel like, am I a bad girl? Like, I don't know. I just feel like.
Oh, you're a bad girl, Mia, and you know it.
Oh my God. Mia's voice just got higher.
I know. That's what happens.
Oh.
Cute. See, and he's not only a bad boy, but he's protecting you from jail.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
That's like a romance novel.
I mean, do you believe him, Mia? Do you think that's why he's not calling you back?
Yeah, I mean, I just like, I totally get it, but I would love to spend more time with you if you're down.
I mean, yeah, obviously, I totally want to hang out with you. I'm just waiting for the fuzz to get off my back so we can hang out.
Did you say the fuzz?
You should put him in witness
Oh my
protection
God.
together.
Look out, Mia. The coppers are on his tail.
But, hey, man. So, Justin, here's the deal.
no.
We would love to send you and Mia out on one more date.
One
We
more
will-
legal date.
No,
Can we say that?
No,
Where you
crime
don't.
spree date. One more crime spree.
God.
Whatever you guys want to do, we'll pay for it.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, obviously, I was going to take her out anyway, so this is a bonus date.
Oh my gosh.
Can you guys, like, put the date money in, like, a big cloth sack and we can pick it up at a drop side or something?
Just as long as you share your mugshot with us at the end of the night.
Well, congratulations, you two.
Thanks, guys. And Justin, I just want to let you know, whatever you want to do, I'm up for anything, so let's go.
Oh my God.
There we go.
This is trouble.
Knowing him, he's like, ooh, we're going to put too much air in people's tires. Ha ha ha, that'll teach him.
Oh, no, they're going to go jaywalking together.
Oh, no.
Look out.
Moving 92.5. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Nothing is sexier to a woman than a hot computer programmer making all that dough, rolling around town in his badass automobile with Italian leather seats, sitting next to a dude that smells like bum pee. I'm, of course, talking about riding the bus. There's nothing sexier than a computer programmer who rides the bus. Am I right or am I right? And that's who's on the phone with us today. His name is Adam. He's a computer programmer who has a bus pass. And I point that out because he actually made his date pick him up for his first date. Her name is Robin, and that's the girl that he wants to call today. Adam, what's up? How are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
Gosh,
Good.
Adam, with all this sexy talk, I almost took my top off for you.
If only you had a webcam.
Where'd you meet the girl that you went out with?
Well, we actually met through a couple of mutual friends.
Okay.
Okay.
They thought that we would get along because we're both kind of similar. We both kind of keep to ourselves a little bit more introvert. I work in front of a computer a lot. Obviously, you already made fun of me about that. But they kind of set us up a little bit on the internet, and we were chatting on Messenger for a few times, and we agreed to set the date up.
The interesting part about your email to me was that you made her come pick you up because you ride the bus. You don't have a car, or?
Well, yeah, no, I don't have a car right now. I ride the bus because it's just it works for my lifestyle right now. You know, I don't really need a car or a car payment, or you know, you got to pay the car note and the insurance. And I'm trying to save some money because you know I want bigger and better things. And I just don't really need a car right now.
I think that's really respectable. Was she like turned off by that, you think?
I don't think so. When we were talking, I didn't really get too much into it. But you know,
I think you're good. Anytime I've heard a woman talk about a guy who has to take the bus, they're always super impressed by it.
Hey, I dated a bus guy. It's fine.
Well, you know, you can laugh at it, but I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that spend a lot of money for a lot of cars that they can't afford.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I'm just saying.
Look at Jubal.
That,
He's got three cars.
I agree with you. I'm just saying it could be awkward for a girl when she has to pick you up for a date because you have to take the bus.
Yeah, and I can understand that. I mean, that's the one downside about not having a car is that aspect of it.
Yeah, but once she picked you up, how was the date? Was it good?
Well, when she got there a little bit early, I had made reservations, so we had a little bit of time to kill, and I asked her if she wanted to come in, of course, and I was still kind of, you know, getting on the tail end of getting ready, and she was kind of like a female me, and
how so? What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, she just was. I mean, she's into gaming a little bit. I like gaming. You know, we kind of talked a little bit about that, and she is also has kind of an IT job, which is similar to my job. She works on computers all day, but she was really cute and maybe a little bit out of my league. But hey, I wasn't going to complain.
So when you met her in person, you were actually impressed.
Well, yeah. If you know anything about the computer industry, it's not flooded with hot girls.
I can't imagine.
Really? Weird. I thought it was just models walking around everywhere on both male and female side of things.
Yeah, go figure that. Huh?
All right. So how did everything go, though, you know, when you guys actually went out on your date?
Well, she got to my place, my apartment, and I was kind of coming back and forth out of the bedroom and talking to her while I was getting ready. And then all of a sudden I walked out, and she's like, "Do you have a cat?" And I said, "Yeah, he's probably around here somewhere. His name's Jasper." Mm-hmm. And she like gave me like a weird look. I don't want to say like a look of horror, but it was almost that. And she's like, "I'm allergic to cats." Oh. And I was like, "Yeah, okay, well let's get out of here. I'm ready to go." You know, I was putting my shoes on. She's like, "No, I'm just not really feeling very well," and she said she had to go, and she had to go take some medicine or something, and she took off.
How serious was this cat allergy?
Dang.
I don't know. I mean, she looked pretty serious, but you know, fast forward 5 days, and you know, I texted her to make sure she was all right, and she hasn't responded, and I don't want to be all creepy and you know keep texting her and calling her, but I asked our friends that set us up, and you know, they said she's coming to work, but when they asked her about the date, or I guess the lack thereof, she's not really talking about it.
So do you believe her with the cat allergy that it's that severe? And
well, I mean, she looks serious. I don't know why she would have a reason to lie to me.
I'm just saying, like, if you had that severe of cat allergy, you'd probably be used to asking people before you entered their home whether or not they had a cat.
Or bringing your medicine with you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I never really dealt with anybody who had a cat allergy. I don't really know the protocol.
All right. So you haven't heard anything from her since that experience?
Nah, that was it.
Okay. Maybe she did make it up. Any idea why she would make that up?
I don't know. Maybe she didn't like my face.
She's like, "Yeah, man, I'm actually allergic to your face. Sorry." All right.
You know, what can I say? That's why I emailed you guys.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, cool. Thanks.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
A lot of people that listen to the first part of today's second date update might think the girl that we're about to call should be ripped for probably faking a cat allergy to get out of a date. Adam, you know, you said that she went over to your house and she saw that you had a cat and kind of freaked out and got scared and left. And then she showed up to work the next couple days because you guys have mutual friends that are coworkers. I think she should be commended for obviously getting deathly ill from the cat and then getting like a blood transfusion and still managing to make it into work the next day. I think that's very impressive. And she definitely didn't lie to you at all, Adam.
You guys don't think that she had a cat allergy?
I think you're just catching on to that, Adam.
Yeah. No, I don't think she had a cat allergy. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, that's what happened. Adam met this girl named Robin through mutual friends. She came over to his house to pick him up for the date because he doesn't have a car. She saw his cat and then split, said she had a cat allergy and hasn't talked to him ever since. But we think maybe she made it up just to get out of the date because we've heard of things like that happening quite a bit. All right, Adam, I'm about to get her on the phone and find out if the cat allergy is real, okay?
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Robin, please?
Yeah, this is Robin.
Hey, Robin, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a morning radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
A morning show? What do you mean?
It's like a radio morning show, you know? We play a bunch of really bad music and talk in between it.
Why are you calling me?
So we recently got an email from a guy named Adam.
That's weird. Why?
Because you guys recently went out on a date and now you won't call him back. It's a segment we do called the Second Date Update. We do it on our show all the time. Adam told us that you guys met through mutual friends and that you were supposed to go out on a date, but right before you guys were about to leave his house, you said you had a cat allergy and then left.
That's true.
Okay, we're all...
True story. I don't know what else you need to know. That's what happened.
Okay, well, we're all speculating that maybe you were lying about the cat allergy. Is that true?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't have a cat allergy.
I don't know about that.
So, did you lie about it?
You can tell us.
I don't think I want to talk about it, you guys.
Oh,
But why would you leave right then and not even give him at least the effort of just one date?
I had a good reason. Just let's leave it at that. Okay, I just want to move forward and forget about it.
Well, can you just tell us a little something? I mean, we talked to Adam. He seems like a really nice guy, and he's just kind of confused.
Creepy.
Did you say creepy?
Creepy, believe me, creepy.
Whoa.
This phone call is creepy or Adam is creepy?
That's a good question.
Adam is creepy.
What did he do that was creepy? You barely spent, what, like 15 minutes with him?
It was enough. 15 minutes too long.
Oh.
What did he do?
He took this box out, and he said he wanted to show me something. It was in his closet, and he had a drone in it.
Okay.
And then he started showing me like the stuff he's like the footage that he took, via the drone.
Uh-huh.
And it turns out like his personal hobby, when he's not at work, he just like spies on his neighbors.
What?
Like he's stalking his neighbors?
No, not really stalking, just observing them, like their daily habits. And like he got really excited when he showed me one family because he said they eat spaghetti every Friday night. So like, how does he know they eat spaghetti every Friday night? He's been observing that, and he was just cracking up like a little kid. And I found it so creepy and so off-putting. And I thought of the first excuse I could to get out of there. I just told him about my cat allergy.
That is strange. And you're sure the footage isn't just like on accident? I'm just hoping that it's like he's out practicing flying his drone and he happens to be by a house every Friday.
Because he has footage ongoing. And he was cracking up. Like I said, he knew that one family eats spaghetti on Fridays. I think Tuesday nights another family, or maybe it was the same, they have tuna fish. This is probably all he does. He goes to work, maybe he works from home, and he does this. That's
So he
it.
flies his drone around the neighborhood filming his neighbors.
Yeah.
And what's weird is that he doesn't realize that it's abnormal, because if he did, he wouldn't show you the footage.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, but I mean, it's just even weirder. It weirded me out. I don't want to talk to him ever again. I don't want to see him.
Yeah.
I got a weird feeling.
Yeah,
He's a
is
pretty
creepy.
sneaky guy, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Creepy.
Yeah. He's actually on the phone listening right now. That's how sneaky he is. And he wants to talk to you. Yeah.
He is not on the phone. No way.
Yes, he is.
Hi, Robin.
Oh my God.
Well, I've been listening to the whole conversation, and I kind of showed you that footage in confidence, and I didn't feel the need to expand too far on it. That's not my hobby. That's another business.
What?
It's another business?
Wait, taking creepy videos of people in their homes while they eat dinner is your business?
No, it's not a creepy video business. It's me and a friend of mine got contracted a while back to create a new app that would expand upon something like Google Maps to get better aerial footage of different neighborhoods. And we started in one geographic neighborhood. And yeah, I think it's funny that that family eats spaghetti every night, but I could really care less what they're doing. We're trying to map the entire city.
Wow.
I don't know if I believe you.
Well, I mean, there's nothing to believe. I mean, it's an app that's been in development. I'd be more than happy to show it to you, but you kind of sound off-put anyway. That's not it's not a creepy kind of thing. We're literally trying to map the entire city so that we can move to another city and start mapping that city with better views, with better aerial views. I wasn't trying to show you something that I have a weird hobby of peeking in people's backyards. I don't care what people do. I'm trying to make my life better. That's why I ride the bus.
You sound so defensive. You didn't explain this to me when you're showing it to me, so, I don't quite feel comfortable to believe all this.
Well, the reason why maybe I sound defensive is because you lied to me about being allergic to my cat and just took off and didn't respond to text messages.
I guess that is a good point. Why didn't you just respond to him and tell him what's going on?
Because I told you guys already, I didn't want him to come to my neighborhood and start taping me. I didn't want to antagonize him. I'm a woman. You shouldn't question why I don't text back a man. My security.
How dare I?
He flies on people. And it's creepy for him to say, why didn't you text me back? Because I don't like you. I don't want to see you again. Deal with it.
To be honest with you, I mean, you're a good-looking girl on the outside, but you're not very good-looking on the inside. So don't flatter yourself.
You know what? Again, I need to go. But the point is, a woman's protecting herself, and she's told she's not attractive, because of that. And that's just like classic misogyny. So you're not the kind of guy I want to be around. Plenty of men get it. You don't. Let's move on.
Well, I don't want to be around liars, I guess.
Good. Then you don't want to be around me because I lied about my cat allergy, and I would do it again.
I don't. I'm over this phone call. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your help.
Oh my, that escalated really quickly.
And this whole time, all I can think about is there's going to be a new map that's super creepy and shows people in their houses out there.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever used Google Maps?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, well, this is a better version that is probably going to get bought out by Google.
Well, congratulations. You'll be a rich billionaire, but you'll be all alone. Congratulations.
Whatever.
Well, I guess, I don't know. I obviously shouldn't ask the question, but I guess I'll ask it anyway. Robin, would you like to go on a second date with Adam? I'll pay for it.
No, thanks.
All right, you can pay for it yourself. I don't want to do the whole, hey, males should pay thing. You can pay for it yourself if you want.
Screw you. I know what you're doing.
I'm asking if you want to go out with him again.
Yeah, she's on
I don't
to you,
know.
Jubal.
Yeah.
She got it.
We both work with computers. The reason why I showed you any of that was because I thought you'd be into it. I thought you'd think it was a cool project.
You think it's a cool project to videotape your neighbors and get off on that? I don't think so.
Well, first of all, it's not videotape. It's digital video, and I don't get off on it.
So there.
Well, Adam, can I see some of it? Because I might get off on it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592. That guy sounds simply adorkable.
Oh, my God.
I'd go on a date with him. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, a lot of people are claiming that the guy is just straight up creepy on our text message board. His name was Adam, and he wanted to call a girl named Robin and find out why he wasn't getting a call back. Well, it turns out while they were on the date, he said, hey, I want to show you some pictures and stuff from my drone. So he flies his drone around his neighborhood and wanted to show her pictures of the neighbors.
Yeah.
And videos that he's gotten of them eating dinner and stuff.
Oh, man.
And he said he was working on it for research for an app that he's going to be creating.
Yeah.
But she said it was just creepy because all the pictures and videos were of his neighbors, like he was spying on them with his drone.
And he didn't explain the business app part of it until way late in the game.
Yeah.
You know? What do you expect a person to do?
I don't know what to believe, really.
Yeah.
So, turns out she thought he was creepy and did not want to go on another date with him.
There's a lot of people that want to date him, though.
Yeah,
I
there
think
are.
that they see potential in this man.
They could just sit around all day long
Yeah.
and spy on the neighbors, see if maybe you can catch them naked doing some stretches or something. It's fun. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. If you're just joining us for today's second date, Drew is on the phone, and I'm really pulling for Drew today because I think that he went out with wife material, for sure. Because he went out on a date with a girl, didn't say a word the whole time.
That's not a good thing, man.
Yeah,
Apparently, she had something. She was sick and she couldn't speak. So when she showed up to the date, she actually had an index card written on it that said, "Hey, I have no voice." And they sat there for a little while. He did all of the talking and then said, "If you're sick, you should go home." And she wrote on her little index card, "Yes." And then she went home, and he hasn't heard from her since. More than anything, though, he just wants answers because he feels like she was faking. Drew, are you ready to give her a call?
Yeah, man. I'm just worried I'm being catfished somehow.
How are you being catfished when you've seen her in person? You guys have talked on the phone. Like, what is the catfish? She's suddenly going to have a man voice, and now that's even being considered catfish?
I don't know. Maybe her twin sister is in jail, and they have different voices, and she's leaving. I have no idea.
You really thought into
jaded, man. You are super jaded. I feel like you need to take a break from internet dating.
I don't know. That'd be kind of
Well, I'm going to, but I need to solve this case.
I'm pulling for the twin sister in jail story. That would be
awesome.
That'd be great for the show.
Really cool.
Yeah, see, I just want to know.
Okay.
Okay, are you going to feel bad if she was actually sick?
Maybe, but even if she really was sick, then she would have reached out to me.
Yeah. I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can figure it out for you, okay?
All right, man.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, I was looking for Bonnie.
this is Bonnie.
Hey, Bonnie, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
From a radio?
Yeah. Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, it's the name of a morning radio program.
Why?
Why? I don't know.
really
That's
good
just the
question.
name we gave it.
It
Why
seems
are we
simple.
calling you? Is that what you're wondering?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were just wondering why we named it that. Calling you today because we do a segment on our show called The Second Date. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up blowing them off after, they can email us and we'll get you on the phone and see if we can find out what happened. So you went out with a dude named Drew.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And Drew emailed us and told us a little bit about your date, that you guys met online, you talked a bunch, and you finally coordinated a date. But when you showed up, I guess you had no voice.
True.
And she said that it was awkward because you couldn't talk. And then eventually he said, if you're sick, you can go home. And then you went home, and that's the last he heard from you.
Yeah, okay.
He also said that he really, really liked you and that you guys talked for like a month or something leading up to the date.
Yeah, we did.
You don't sound like you like him as much as he likes you.
You sound bummed.
Yeah, it's okay if you don't like him. I think he just wants to know.
I mean, I wasn't feeling good the day that we were supposed to have our date, and I didn't want to cancel on him. So I ended up going to the restaurant, and I got there, and I asked the hostess where he was seated, and I look over at the table. He's already there, and he looks nothing like his picture, nothing like any photos.
Wait.
What?
So you hadn't lost your voice? Because you said you just asked the hostess.
Yeah, I had not. And I was just trying to figure out what should I do. I mean, I've been talking to this guy for a month.
Wait, how?
So you feel like he catfished you or something?
I feel like he was trying to portray himself younger than he really is.
Oh.
And I didn't want to, I just felt guilty for leaving. So I was just like on the fly. I just asked the hostess for a pen and paper, and I'll just say, I lost my voice.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. That's quick thinking.
Very.
No, you guys, that's ridiculous. How different could he have looked? I mean, how old are you talking?
Are you kidding me? Like, easily could be my uncle.
Oh, man.
We're talking mid-40s. I'm in my mid to late 20s.
Oh, gotcha.
And the pictures on his profile were definitely in my age range. So when I saw him, it was quite traumatic. I was like, this is not what I signed up for. I don't know who this guy is. And he barely looks like his photos. I could kind of tell that it was still him.
Why not just cancel on him instead of sitting there acting like you can't talk?
Because all the time we had spent talking already, I felt guilty. I was trying to be nice. I didn't want to stand him up.
Yeah, but you don't owe anything to somebody who's lying to you. I mean, did he outright tell you that he was your age, or is it something you just assumed?
We never had the conversation, but his photos make him look younger. So.
Yeah. It's weird that he wouldn't ever bring that up. Like, if he knows he's using photos from 20 years ago, he's probably going to get caught.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't stay that long on the date, if that's any consolation for you.
He thought you might be faking. Yeah. Not having a voice. And I guess you were faking, but he did suspect that.
I mean, it is what it is. He was lying.
I'm not lying. You're lying, Bonnie.
Drew, you're supposed to wait.
What's going on?
Oh, Bonnie, that's Drew. He's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you, but apparently he couldn't wait until I called him into the conversation, Drew.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, guys, but like she can't say that I'm lying. I'm not lying.
But how are you not lying if you put
those photos that were on my profile? Yes, they were of when I was younger, but those were the best photos. I'm not gonna put like a crappy photo of myself on the thing. It doesn't make any sense.
Why did you guys not tell me that he was on the line?
Why did you write on a note card like a sociopath and then say you couldn't talk? If that's what it is, then just say that. I don't know why you went around this crazy...
You know, Drew, I was doing you a favor, okay? I stayed. I could have left. You could have just been stood up at that restaurant like an average 45-year-old man, but I stayed.
I might be
there.
older, but I'm not like a Hannibal Lecter type of person that writes like a... Why couldn't you just say that?
We don't know that.
Drew, it is kind of weird that you brought up the whole point of how she was gorgeous in real life. Didn't you at any point think like, ooh, I better let her know that I'm significantly older than the photos that I used?
Significantly.
Yeah, just add it in again.
Drew.
Well, it does sound like you're just like fishing for younger women by tricking them online.
No, I'm totally not doing that. What I'm doing is I'm taking the photos that I think best represent my personality.
That's true. I'm going to paint a photo. I'm going to paint a photo for you. If you were to walk into a restaurant, blind date, and you were going to go meet a woman. Don't interrupt me. I'm not done. Don't interrupt me. I'm not done.
Okay, let's have
and you were
her
supposed
moment.
to see a woman, and then this woman ended up being 65 years old. What would you do? What if she looked old enough to be your mother?
65
you look
years
old enough to be an uncle
First of all, you're being
mine.
hyperbolic. Okay.
Oh, big words.
Or
big
do you even
words.
know that? Do you know what
I'm not a f***ing idiot. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
not
about.
an idiot because you sound like a raving lunatic that would actually go to a hostess and ask for a pen and paper and then write that like, sorry, I can't talk. Are you, like,
I'm the lunatic, Drew. You're the one who called me on the radio, you idiot. What else? What else do you have to do?
You moron!
Oh my God, both of you!
I had called you, texted you, reached out, and you just thought you could just like do whatever the hell you want. And by the greaterness of your voice,
Yeah.
I know that you feel like you're a very entitled person now.
Drew,
really
just
annoying.
settle it. Drew, how old are you? How old are you, Drew?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, that means you are really old.
Well, I sound a lot younger than you do, sweetheart.
Oh, I think we have our answer here, Drew. Wow. I think you know why.
I don't think we have our answer because you two sound like there's a lot of passion, and I would love to see you guys go out on a second date. Bonnie, would you like a second date with Drew? We'll pay for it.
Why?
Why not?
Why?
Don't you want an older
Just
man?
Why?
Wait, now you're just mocking her?
Yeah.
He has
exactly what I'm doing.
nothing better to do.
Oh,
So
man.
you're actually 12, is what I'm hearing,
He's
Drew.
older, but he's not as mature.
I'm happy to do Drew a solid, and I can set him up with one of my mother's friends.
Oh, man.
Okay. Bonnie, thank you for your time. Drew, I'm sorry you didn't get your second date, but maybe update your photos online. Maybe that will help.
Yeah.
Shut up, ass. Why don't you update your photos? So you don't look so ugly.
I've tried, but there's nothing that can really help that. Maybe I can borrow your photos. For today's second date, a listener named Drew is on the phone, And he says he had a very awkward first date with the girl that he wants to call today, although I don't know why it's awkward. It sounds amazing to me. His email said she didn't say a word. So, dude, I would love that. No conversation at all. That sounds amazing, Drew. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Not too bad.
Oh my God! Even just Jubal's short description of that,
That sounds terrible.
it sounds awful.
Yeah, it was very, very, very strange. I mean, I guess I should start from the beginning.
Yeah, or just tell people how they can get this girl's number so they can go out with her. They're interested in someone who doesn't need to waste time with words on a first date, you know?
You are the only one that hates talking.
No, I know. Well, it got built up to like such a big point, but so I started talking to this girl named Bonnie off of like an online dating site.
Okay.
And we're just like chatting, just, like, how are you? Did you see this movie? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, normal, like, run-of-the-mill.
Yeah, just like a typical whatever.
Okay.
And then, like, after a few weeks, we're like, okay, maybe we should talk on the phone. And nothing changed from, like, transferring it over from text to talking.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, so we decided to meet each other in person. We're like, okay, we need to just do this. We need to see each other, whatever.
Yeah, what took so long? Why were you waiting so long?
I don't know. Like, we just kind of, like, scheduling conflicts. I would be busy. She would be busy,
Okay, so you finally figured it out, and what did you do?
Well, so we were like, let's meet. And she texts me like an hour before we're supposed to meet up and says, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I double booked myself. I was supposed to do this thing for my job, and I'm sorry I can't meet up. I was like, okay, no problem. So then we planned to hang out a couple of days later. And then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sick.
Wait, this is the second time she's bailed.
Yeah. And I was like, now it starts to sound kind of like a scam. Like,
Right. Like she's just blowing you off and never actually wants to get together.
Yeah, but then I'm like, if you want to blow me off, then just blow me off.
Right, because she's investing a lot of time talking to you and texting with you. It's almost like you guys are in a relationship before you even went out on a date.
Yeah, and I honestly was falling for her really hard. I was still like kind of in that like enamored phase. Like I'll still have hope that she still wants to see me, whatever. And then we finally decide on a third time to actually go out on a date. And she shows up with this index card that says, I'm sorry, I can't talk. My voice is gone.
Oh my
So she,
God.
Oh my God,
she actually showed up to your date and she couldn't speak.
I've never. It was like a David Lynch movie or something. I just didn't know how to react to it. I was just like, what the?
Yeah, why even show up?
Well, I mean, she didn't want to cancel on him again because she's already canceled twice. I think that it's nice that she followed through, but she didn't give you a heads up before that?
No, that's honestly, like if someone shows up with an index card, like that is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And the thing is that she's actually gorgeous.
Okay.
It's just this weird thing where, like, I just kept talking to, like, I tried to talk my way out of it.
So your whole date was her sitting there and you talking to her, trying to have a conversation with.
She would nod. And then I'd be like, well, don't you want to just, like, go home if you're sick or whatever the heck is going on right now? And then she wrote, yes, sorry.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I would think it's a good thing for you that she wanted you to know she was interested enough to still go on a date when she couldn't talk to you.
Well, I mean, can't you just text me then? Why are we using index cards and wasting paper? Like,
Obviously, she already canceled on you twice. If she cancels on you a third time, then you're going to think that she's lying or she's catfishing you, and you're not going to ever talk to her again. Of course she had to go out on the date.
I'm not saying that she shouldn't have gone on the date, but, like, it wasn't enjoyable. I was just literally just blabbing, like, just on and on and on and on.
Okay.
Well, I don't
so
get
why
it.
do you want to call her for a second date then?
Well, the reason that I want to call her is because I don't know if she's telling the truth or not.
Oh, you think that the index card was a lie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why do you think it's a lie? Why do you think she didn't want to talk to you?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that she might be, like, hiding something. I have no idea.
When's the last time you heard, well, I don't know if you heard anything, but when's the last time you guys talked or typed, whatever you do?
Not since the date. I haven't heard from her.
So you guys went from talking every day to absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, whatever is wrong with her voice obviously has affected her texting.
It's affected her texting fingers, too. She can't even type to you.
I just want to figure it out. I just want to know.
Okay. Well, play a song, then come back and call her and get your second date, all right?
Thanks, guys.
If she's talking. We'll
yeah,
see.
right? That would be kind of a bad part for us.
We'll do it next. Hang on.
Second date update.
We've got a guy named Chris on the phone for a second date update today. And I've been warned by our producer that I should probably try and speak to him very, very quietly.
Why?
But
Why?
I don't know why. Chris, are you sitting in a bog hunting ducks?
Oh, that's an option.
Or are you in a library? Well, what's going on?
Nah, I'm just a little hungover from last night.
Ah, classic
I see.
Chris.
Be quiet, Brooke.
Come on, Chris.
What?
Man up, get some bacon.
You didn't know that we were doing the second date update today?
I mean, I just emailed you a little while ago, and I didn't really think you'd get back to me so quick.
Okay.
That's true. I mean, we do decide.
I usually give you a day or two, though, notice, so...
Well, I guess I just didn't think I was going to get as smashed as I did.
Yeah,
good.
that's
Leave
what
him alone,
everyone
bro.
says.
We've
I was
all
just
been there.
Going for one drink, I swear.
Dude, I'm sure 2 or 3 of us are hungover today, too, so don't worry, dog.
All right, so take a moment, think for a second really hard. Who is the girl that you went out with a few days ago? What's her name?
It's Karen.
Uh-huh. And how'd you meet Karen?
Well, like, this isn't totally a second date update, because I actually went on 2 dates with her, so is that still all right?
Oh,
not
really?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
fine.
no.
You guys, it's fine.
Okay.
Third date
All right, we're going to make an exception for you, Chris.
What,
All right.
we're lazy?
Okay, so tell us a little bit about Karen.
So I matched with her on Tinder, and we went out to a bar.
Uh-huh.
Had a good time. I mean, I don't always get, like, wasted, but...
Sounds like it, though, because you went to a bar, like, not even a restaurant.
History isn't proving you wrong.
Yeah. Stereotyping yourself, dude.
Wait, were you drunk that night, too, just like you were last night?
I was pretty sober when I got there. It was all good.
Pretty sober.
Hey, I give him credit.
Chris.
Pretty sober, still sober.
Good job, Chris.
Thanks.
All right.
So how was the first half before you got wasted?
It was good. I mean, she's a nice girl, and, like, we have a lot of similar tastes and stuff. But then we ended up doing some shots, and
Nice.
I don't know how we got there, but I ended up talking about my ex too much, and I know that's, like, not a good move.
No. No, it's bad. Was she talking about her ex, though, too? I mean, that's the only thing that can kind of make it okay.
Well, it depends on who your ex is. I mean, if you have, like, a Kardashian as one of your ex, that could be a good talking point.
Yeah, that doesn't usually work for me.
No? You didn't date Kylie Jenner before?
No.
Oh, well, okay. This probably was a pretty bad conversation then.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about your ex, was it like you're angry with her, you're lamenting her? Where's your emotions on your ex right now?
Well, I mean, I started out and I was kind of angry about it, but then I ended up getting a little sad.
Oh, God.
Then I got angry again, because I was mad that I was getting sad.
Yeah.
Were there any tears being shed?
Not that date.
Oh.
Not that date. Okay.
No, but alcohol does take you through a wide range. If you're feeling a little sad, you're very sad.
I
If you're a little
know,
angry,
but you
you're
don't want to
very
go through all those emotions with someone you're on a first date or a second date with, I guess.
And, like, I definitely should not have done that. And I realized I messed up.
Oh,
So
man.
was the second date an improvement, or did we somehow go even further downhill?
The second time, it wasn't my fault. I mean, the bar had this really good special going, and I just... Sometimes when it comes to drinking, I'm a bargain hunter,
Yeah, I know. $2 PBRs, man.
my
You can't say
God.
no.
Chris.
It's a buy one shot, get one free. You're not going to say no to a second shot.
Okay, wait, but tell me
Exactly.
you didn't start talking about your ex again.
I did it again, and that was when I started crying.
Oh, you did cry. Oh, no.
Real men aren't afraid to shed their tears, Chris. It's okay.
That is true. But again, not on the second date where you promised that this wouldn't happen
Oh, well,
again.
now there's rules. Real men are allowed to cry, but not till after the second date.
This is
Gosh, women are impossible. Am I right, Chris?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You get drunk and cry twice, and all of a sudden.
Did
Judgy.
Karen stick around or did she just get up and leave?
I don't remember.
Oh my God.
You grayed out for that part?
That is not good.
Yeah.
But she was just going.
I went to the bathroom, came back a while later, and she just wasn't there anymore.
A while later.
What do you
Chris-
think drove her away?
Oh, I don't know.
Hopefully an Uber, because she's pretty drunk, too.
That's not what he meant.
Oh my God, you are a hot mess.
I like him, dude.
Of course you do, because it sounds like you're talking to yourself. That is what it feels like for you.
All right.
So, yeah, I know I messed up, and I definitely shouldn't have cried, but, like, it started out because I was so happy that she's given me another chance, and then, that kind of morphed with the alcohol into me crying about my ex, and then I'm sitting at a bar realizing I'm crying about two women at the same time.
Wow. Why should Karen give you another shot? A third shot?
I mean, I'm a good guy, and she's had a fine time with me. It's just...
Did she, though?
I've messed up.
He knows a good drink special when he sees one. There's a positive.
God. I just feel like you should just call this one a loss and move forward.
Yeah, see, Brooke wants you to give up on your hopes and dreams immediately.
I'm just saying.
But we believe in you, Chris.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, Chris. I mean, if Karen was my girlfriend, I would tell her, dude, no way. Do not go out with this guy again.
It's a red flag. I mean, to Brooke's point, what should we say to her if we can get her on the phone? Like, how should we try and convince her that you're worth giving another shot to?
All
right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So maybe you should go pound like a Red Bull vodka during the break.
Just a Red Bull.
Well, we just need him to perk up a little bit.
Okay.
And then we're going to play a song, come back.
God.
We'll call Karen and try and get you a third date update.
Oh, this is a disaster.
If you guys can get her to go on a date with me again, I promise all of you, I won't get drunk again this time.
Does anyone in this room believe him?
I don't.
Okay.
I believe him.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, Chris.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, we're on the phone with one of our listeners named Chris. And Chris recently took a girl out on 2 bad dates with a girl named Karen, where both times he got too intoxicated and ended up talking about his ex.
We've all been there.
And crying.
Yeah, he cried on the second date, not the first one.
Yeah, right, of course.
Before Karen finally ditched him. So now he's hoping that we can get him one more chance, and the third date will be the charm.
Yeah.
And he promises not to drink on the third date.
He didn't say not to drink. He said he wouldn't get drunk.
Oh,
There's
did
a
he?
big difference there. Yeah,
tricked
come
me.
on now.
Chris, buddy, how you feeling right now?
A little better. I'm kind of nervous, so I went ahead and did a little hair of the dog.
Took a shot?
No.
Yeah, I just need something to level out a little bit.
Chris, alcohol is your enemy right now,
It makes
okay?
you feel
No.
so much better, though, in the hangover.
Oh my God,
It's
you
a good
guys.
thing. You probably don't want to remember this call if it's going to go the way I think it's about to go.
Don't cry, please.
It cannot be worse than his first 2 dates. There's no way.
So, Chris, you're asking us to do something, though, that we don't normally do. You want us to call this woman after you've already been out on 2 unsuccessful dates, but we haven't really heard yet, like, what do you like about this girl so much?
Oh, she seems like a lot more put together than a lot of the women I meet, and she has a really nice laugh, and we had a lot of things in common. But I thought we were having a good time.
Okay.
I was having a good time.
Yeah, you were.
Good time with all 3 of her.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say that this isn't going to happen, but I have been surprised before. So
You got the unblessing.
I
from
guess let's give it a go.
Yeah, I think I'm ready. Let's go ahead and do it.
All right, I'm going to dial the phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Karen, please?
this is she. Can I help you?
Hey, my name's Young Jeffrey, and I work for the morning radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
Like the radio?
Yep, the radio. The real deal. Do you have a moment to talk with us?
About
This is not going to get better, Karen. I'm just going to tell you.
Don't tell her that.
So the reason why we're calling is we do something on our show called a second date update. That's where if you go out with someone and afterwards they're not calling you back, you can reach out to us and we'll try and get a hold of them to figure out the reason why.
okay.
Okay?
Weird, we know.
So we're calling about a guy that you went out with not once, but twice.
Oh, my God. Against your better judgment.
And his name is Chris.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Oh,
just
man.
regained consciousness and he wanted us to call you.
Well, that does not surprise me.
Oh, my God.
Why do you say
Chris
that?
sounds like a hot mess.
He is a hot mess. That is a very accurate description.
Yeah, we know about the dates. He told us that he knows they didn't go perfectly.
That's an understatement. I mean, he's self-aware for sure.
It feels like we know why you're not calling him back.
What did he say?
Well, I mean, he said that you went on a date. He ended up getting a little bit too drunk at the bar and talking about his ex a little bit. And then he...
Why would he ever tell you?
Yeah, he told us. He told us he went from angry to euphoric, and it went through the full range of emotions, and he felt terrible about it.
And then he asked for a second chance, and then he kind of did the same thing on the second date and cried even.
Yeah, he just got so emotional, and it kind of came out of nowhere.
He did say he was crying about two women, not just his ex, but he was also crying in joy because you gave him a second shot, and that really brought him to tears.
Oh. I went out on a second date with him because, it wasn't even thinking of it as a date. I was more like, I felt so bad for him because obviously he's not taking this breakup well. And so I just wanted to be a buddy and...
Like a therapist to him, like help work through it.
Yeah, he is just such a big mess.
Well, hold on, Karen. I gotta say, if you went thinking on this second date that you were going as a buddy and a therapist, it was kind of a crappy move to then ditch him at the end of the night.
Is that what he said? That I ditched him?
Well, he wasn't...
Yeah, to be fair, he didn't exactly remember what happened at the end of the night, but he thinks that you walked out.
Yeah, I did not, in fact, just ditch him. I called him an Uber because, it wasn't safe for him to drive home and crying and drunk.
Of course, yeah.
Also, it just started getting really weird, and why I just was like, okay, I have to shut this down.
Something else was weird about the date, too?
Oh, yeah. So he started talking about his ex, and then he was saying how they really, really loved watching Making of a Murderer, and, that's what... they bonded over. And
the Netflix documentary?
Yeah.
Well, it is a pretty emotional series, so if you do get engrossed in it, it can really bring you to tears.
But I can also see if you're hanging out with a guy you don't know and he's crying over how to make a murder or whatever. I haven't seen it.
It's a documentary.
That it would be kind of like a red flag. There's a difference between viewing and taking it to another extreme.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, I feel like this is something that we need to ask directly to Chris.
Like what? Are you a murderer?
That's not what the series is about,
She doesn't
Brooke.
even know.
We have to understand his emotions because Chris has actually been on the other line listening and he wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Chris, you still awake?
Awake.
Hey, Karen.
Hi, Chris. I didn't know you were on the phone.
Well, that makes me feel better, I guess.
Does it?
What? Dude.
Chris, do you remember crying over what is the show called? Make a Murderer?
Making a Murderer.
False imprisonment really hits hard for me,
He's right. The guy's innocent.
Right.
So wait, do you remember crying about it on your date?
Yeah.
I guess so. It's kind of floating back in there,
Well, you can see how that would be a little bit awkward for Karen to have to comfort you through that.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something to
I
Karen
know,
about
seriously,
it?
Chris, you called us to fight for your chance at another shot with this girl, and you're just silent right now.
I didn't know it was going to be now.
When did you...
Chris, look, you need to talk to Karen right now so that we can try and help you to get another date, but you have to do a little bit of the work here.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't yell at me.
I'm sorry.
Chris, overall, I get why you might be over emotional. I really think you're just not ready to date.
Yeah.
I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and if that's something you can't handle, that's understandable.
I think he's getting drunk.
Chris,
What?
do you think you're ready to date?
Yeah, I'm ready to date, man.
Chris. Are you okay?
Chris, are
Right.
you crying?
I've been better.
Guys, I think he's crying.
No, I'm not.
Chris, bud,
Yeah.
are you okay? You getting a little emotional right now?
No.
I think, buddy, that you need to maybe spend some you time, just like Karen's saying. Yeah. Maybe put down the alcohol for a while and
Go watch the
out...
second part of Making a Murderer.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It'll take some time off. You could sober up, and then you can rethink what we're doing here.
Yeah.
No, I don't think this is like the best time for me to be alone. I mean, Karen's a good listener, and that's the kind of support that I need right now.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, Karen, he needs you.
And that's what every woman needs in her life.
Karen, I need you.
I am so sorry, but we just met.
Chris, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I couldn't tell from the awkward silence.
Yeah, this could be going on forever. I need to get back to my life, and I
Okay.
Yeah, we know.
Well, let's put your life on hold for one more second, and let me ask you, would you be willing to go out on another date with Chris? We'll pay for it.
What?
Yeah.
Is that a joke part?
No,
I'm sorry.
I have to
Karen.
ask at the end of each one of these segments.
See, this is dumb.
Would you guys like to go out again?
Karen, would you please say yes?
Oh my God, Chris.
No. You need to reach out to your real friends.
Chris, I don't think you're begging and crying hard enough.
Yeah, that is not the issue.
You got to really, really dig into it if you wanted to say yes.
No, that is not the issue.
I mean, I can cry harder if you want.
I think it's worth a shot. I mean, what do you got left to lose?
You guys, seriously, I'm not going out on a date with this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's smart.
Well, what did we learn, Chris, today? What did we learn?
Try not to email people until you're ready to get on the radio.
No.
Not quite.
I mean, but also yes.
The thing we learned is never pass up a deal on 4-for-1 Long Island iced teas.
Gross.
What bar is that going on at? Let's hang out tonight.
Moving 92.5.